used to be a perfect square, four walls in a room, we were safe in there. But the floor started tilting degree by degree, until you were looking right through me. I'm tracing the lines where we used to meet. Now the architecture is incomplete. Is it a crime to wanna stay in a house that's leaning the wrong way? I'm trying to bridge the gap you left, but I'm just gasping for breath. 'Cause we're a broken angle, wide and cold, a story that twisted as it was told. I'm reaching out but the lines don't touch. Maybe I'm asking for way too much. We're leaning away from the light we knew. I'm losing the shape of me and you, left in the corner, sharp and blue. Just a broken angle without a clue. I check the map, I check the signs, but I can't straighten out these crooked lines. Your attention running far away, and I'm the point where you decided not to stay. Every memory is a jagged edge, tearing at the fabric of every pledge. Is it a crime to wanna stay in a room where the colors fade to gray? I'm trying to fix what's already torn, wishing we were never born to this. 'Cause we're a broken angle, wide and cold, a story that twisted as it was told. I'm reaching out but the lines don't touch. Maybe I'm asking for way too much. We're leaning away from the light we knew. I'm losing the shape of me and you, left in the corner, sharp and blue. Just a broken angle without a clue. Watching your shadow from 2 feet away. There are 1,000 things that I'll never say. Walking the same path, breathing the same air, but there's an invisible wall and it's always there. I see your profile in the glow of the street, so close I can hear how your heavy heart beats. But the distance is fixed, it's a rule of the stars. No matter how fast I run, I'm still behind bars. We're heading the same way toward the same setting sun, but we're two separate races that can't be one. 'Cause parallel lines, they never meet. Walking forever on different streets, side by side, but worlds apart. Two straight lines ends with no place to start. I'm reaching across the empty space, but I'll never touch the tears on your face. Destined to follow, but never to grieve. Parallel lines, they never meet. You look to the left, I look to the right. We're chasing each other through the dead of the night. I know your secrets, I know your name, but the gap between us stays exactly the same. It's a beautiful torture, being this close to the ghost of the person I love the most. Yeah, the distance is fixed, it's a law of the soul, a story of halves that can't be a whole. We're heading the same way toward the same setting sun, but the merging of us, it just can't be done. I'm standing at the center of the mess we made, watching the colors of our summer start to fade. I drew a circle around the spot where you stood, trying to keep the memories in as best as I could. But the map is leaking and the ink is turning blue. Everything I touch is still a shade of you. It's a 5-mile walk to get you out of my head, 1,000-yard stare at your side of the bed. I'm measuring the distance of how far we fell, living in the wreckage of a broken shell. 'Cause I'm caught in the radius of regret. Everywhere I go, I haven't left you yet. It's a circle of sorry and what could have been, tied to a ghost underneath my skin. No matter how far I run or I roam, the radius of regret always brings me home. Yeah, it pulls me back home. I tried to drive until the city lights grew small, thinking I could climb over this invisible wall. But your favorite song played on a stranger's radio. Suddenly I'm back at the start, nowhere to go. The reach of your shadow is longer than I thought. lessons I was taught. It's a 5-mile walk to get you out of my head, 1,000-yard stare at the things we never said. I'm measuring the distance of how far we fell, and heaven feels a lot like this quiet hell. 'Cause I'm caught in the radius of regret. Everywhere I go, I haven't left you yet. It's a circle of sorry and what could have been, tied to a ghost underneath my skin. No matter how far I run or I roam, the radius of regret always brings me home. Yeah, it pulls me back home. I'm tidying up the corners of my mind, trying to leave the heavy parts behind. I reach for a smile from a year ago, back when we had nowhere left to go. But I pulled my hand back, stinging from the touch. I didn't think a thought could hurt this much. They told me that time would sand them down, turn the jagged glass into a crown. But the more I try to smooth the stone, the more I end up bleeding here alone. 'Cause there are sharp edges on every memory of you. They cut through the dark and they cut me in two. I try to hold on to the way that we were, but the lines are all blurred and the heartaches occur. I'm careful where I step, I'm careful where I breathe, but your ghost always finds a new way to leave. It's a dangerous place, this head of mine, wrapped in the sharp edges of a broken line. I found your old sweater in the bottom drawer, the one you said you didn't need no more. I touched the sleeve and I felt the sting of every forever and every ring. It's not just a ghost, it's a razor blade, the price of the promises that we made. Yeah, they told me that time would sand them down, but I'm still the loneliest guy in this town. And the more I try to smooth the stone, the more I end up bleeding on my own. I'm staring at the paper, trying to make it add up. The coffee's getting cold in your favorite person cup. We had a formula for forever, or so I thought. But I'm looking at the lessons that the ending taught. I'm adding up the silence and the nights you didn't call. But the math is getting heavy and the numbers start to fall. You took your half of the equation and you walked away, leaving me with a zero at the end of the day. I'm trying to solve for us, but the page is blank, just a sinking ship and a broken bank. 'Cause you can't divide by zero hearts. You can't make a whole from the missing parts. It's an error in the system, a crash in the soul, trying to find a meaning in a bottomless hole. The answer is undefined, the screen's gone black. I'm screaming at the logic, but it won't come back. We're just a calculation torn apart, divided by zero hearts. I check the variables, I check the why and how, but you put me equals nothing right now. I'm a fraction of the person that I used to be, searching for a decimal of your sympathy. But you're a void, a vacuum, a hollow space, and there's no remainder of your saving grace. You took your half of the equation and you walked away, leaving me with the zero at the end of the day. I'm trying to solve for us, but the math is wrong. It's been error message all along. 'Cause you can't divide by zero hearts. You can't make a whole from the missing parts. It's an error in the system, a crash in the soul, trying to find a meaning in a bottomless hole. The answer is undefined, the screen's gone black. I'm screaming at the logic, but it won't come back. We're just a calculation torn apart, divided by zero hearts, divided by zero hearts, divided by zero hearts. We're sitting on the sofa, but we're miles apart. I'm listening for the rhythm of your honest heart, but you're talking in circles, avoiding the we, building a ceiling between you and me. Your eyes are like windows with the shutters pulled tight, hiding the fire that went out in the night. I ask if you love me, you say I'm just tired, but I can see the bridges that you've already fired. You're glancing at the exit, you're checking the time while I'm still here, trying to make the pieces right. 'Cause you're just attention to the truth, brushing past the memories of our youth. You touch my life for a second or two, then you're heading for a horizon that's brand new. You won't stay for the crash, you won't stay for life. You're just a straight line saying goodbye. Close enough to her, but never staying for the proof. Just a tangent to the truth. I try to intersect, I try to cross your path, but I'm losing my mind to this cold-hearted man. You're a ghost in the hallway, a blur in the frame. Everything's different, but you act the same. It's the almost that kills me, the nearly that stings, the weight of the silence that your absence brings. I ask if it's over, you say it's just complicated, but I'm the only one here who's still left waiting. You're glancing at the exit, you're checking the time while I'm still here, paying for a victimless crime. 'Cause you're just a tangent to the truth, brushing past the memories of our youth. You touch my life for a second or two, then you're heading for a horizon that's brand new. You won't stay for the crash, you won't stay for the lie. You're just a straight line saying goodbye. Close enough to hurt, but never staying for the proof. Just a tangent to the truth. I'm picking up the pieces from the kitchen floor. Colors don't shine like they did before. A jagged bit of blue from a Sunday in June, a splinter of gold from a shared afternoon. I'm trying to fit the edges back in place, but I can't find the light that lived in your face. Glue on my fingers, dust in my lungs, singing the verses with tied up tongues. It looks like a picture, it looks like a home, but it feels like a graveyard made of stone. 'Cause I'm living in a cracked mosaic now, trying to remember the why and the how. From a distance it's beautiful, it looks almost whole, but close up there's a fracture right through the soul. I'm held together by a prayer and a vow in this cracked mosaic now. You said that the breaks make the pattern you need, but I'm tired of feeling so fragile and weak. The grout is the silence, the cement is the grief. A masterpiece built words on a stolen leaf. I see the reflection of who we should be, but the cracks in the middle are all I can see. Yeah, there's glue on my fingers and dust in my lungs, singing the verses with tied up tongues. It looks like a picture, it looks like a home, but it's just a puzzle I'm finishing alone. I'm sitting on the edge of this empty bed, replaying every single word that you said. They tell me I should just get back to the start, like there's a map for a scattered heart. But I've been walking through the ruins for days, and I'm still lost in this permanent haze. Every road sign is covered in rust, every promise is turned into dust. I'm looking for the exit, I'm looking for the gate, but I'm stuck in a town called too late. 'Cause they say go back to square one, like it's easy to do, like I can just erase every memory of you. But I've wandered so far into the dark and the gray that square one is miles and miles away. I don't know where the beginning is anymore. I'm just a ghost washing up on a shore. The finish line's gone and the sky is turning gray, and the square one is miles away. Tried to find the boy I was before we met, but he's a stranger that I haven't seen yet. You took the compass and you took the light, left me drifting in the middle of the night. I'm checking my pockets for a reason to stay, but I've spent all my hope along the way. Every road sign is covered in rust, my forever has turned into must. I'm looking for the exit, I'm looking for the gate, but I'm carrying too much weight. full of hope, you're full of doubt. I built a bridge to reach your side, but you're an ocean deep and wide. I gave 100, you gave 10. I'm waiting for a love that never happened. The scales are tipped, the weight is wrong. I've been carrying us for way too long. It's hard to breathe when the air is thin, and I'm the only one who lets you in. 'Cause it's the asymmetry of love that breaks me. The way you take but never try to save me. I'm a giant flame, you're a drop of rain. I'm the whole heart, you're just the pain. We don't match, we don't align. You're perfectly cold, and I'm losing my mind. It's lopsided, heavy, and hard to rise above this beautiful asymmetry of love. I check the mirror, I check the floor, trying to find what you're looking for. I'm a circle trying to hold a square, reaching for a hand that isn't there. You're a whisper in a screaming room, a tiny bud that refuses to bloom. The scales are tipped, the floor is slanted. I took our love for granted, you took me for granted. It's hard to dance when the rhythm's gone, and I'm the only one still singing this song. 'Cause it's the asymmetry of a love that breaks me. The way you take but never try to save me. I'm a giant flame, you're a drop of rain. I'm the whole heart, you're just the pain. The city lights are plotted on a map, but I'm the ghost falling through the gap. I used to have a place, I had a name before you left, and everything became a game. Now the streets don't know my footsteps anymore, and I can't find the key to my own front door. I'm a glitch in the system, a blur in the street, walking on air where the lines used to meet. I'm reaching for a hand, but the gravity's gone, and I'm fading away before the dawn. 'Cause I'm falling through the grid we made, watching the colors of our life begin to fade. I'm slipping through the wires, I'm dropping off the screen, living in the spaces of the could have been. You're still on the map, safety net, no place to sit, just falling through the grid. I see your face in every passing car, but you're a million miles away, a dying star. I try to call your number, but the signal's dead. Just a dial tone ringing inside my head. The world is moving in a perfect road, but I'm the only one with nowhere to go. I'm a glitch in the system, a hole in the plan, trying to remember the me before then. I'm reaching for a hand, but the gravity's gone, and the night is just going on and on. I'm leaning my shoulder against the white paint. The air in this house is becoming so faint. I used to walk these floors with my eyes shut tight, knowing exactly where you'd be in the night. But the floorboards are shifting, the ceiling is high, and every doorway looks like a goodbye. I take one step and the world starts to tilt under the weight of the silence we built. The pictures are straight, but the room's out of line. I'm losing my balance, I'm losing my mind, 'cause it's vertigo in the hallway we used to share. I'm reaching for walls that are no longer there. The ground is spinning, the lights are all dim. I'm drowning in a house where I used to swim. I can't find the kitchen, I can't find the door. I don't know who I am in this place anymore. It's a long dark tunnel with no end inside, just vertigo in the hallway tonight. I passed by the mirror, but I didn't see me, just a blurred out version of who I should be. The smell of your perfume still hangs in the air, a ghost in the the carpet, a ghost on the stair. I try to move forward, but I'm pulled to the side by the ghost of a love that has finally died. Yeah, I take one step and the world starts to tilt. I'm choking on words and the logic we spilled. The shadows alone and the corners are deep, and I'm losing the promises I tried to keep. I found the old camera we took to the coast, the one that captured the things I loved most. I dropped it the night that you packed up your bags. Now the memory of us is in tatters and rags. I try to look through it to see your dark eyes, but the glass is a web of 1,000 goodbyes. Focus is gone, the lighting is wrong. I'm stuck in a frame where I don't belong. I'm squinting at shadows, I'm searching for gold, but the story's gray and the edges are cold. 'Cause I'm looking at life through a shattered lens view. Everything's broken since I lost you. The sky is in pieces, the sun is a blur. I can't find the me or the us that we were. There's a crack in the ocean, a split in the street. The world is a puzzle that'll never be complete. It's jagged and lonely and nothing rings true in this shattered lens view. The sunset is bleeding into the ground. The colors are clashing with every new sound. I see three of you and you're not even there. A ghost in the doorway, a ghost on the stair. I try to wipe away the dust and the grime, but I can't clean the wreckage of lost, wasted time. The focus is gone, the shutter is stuck. I'm out of focus and out of love. I'm squinting at shadows, I'm searching for gold, but the truth is a secret it's already told. I'm tracing the lines on the back of my hand, trying to find where the wheel used to stand. There's a mark from the night that you slammed the front door, and a bruise from the words that I couldn't ignore. We're a collection of cuts in a mountain of burns, just a lesson in love that nobody learns. I'm adding the minutes, I'm adding the tears, I'm counting the damage of all of these years. The total is rising, it's hitting the roof. I'm looking for peace, but I only find blue. 'Cause we're just the sum of our scars tonight. Two broken bodies that gave up the fight. It's the math of the hurt and the weight of the blow, the parts of ourselves that we're scared to let show. You're a stitch that is pulling, I'm a wound that won't close. How it ends up this ugly, only God knows. We're not a masterpiece, we're just the debris, the sum of our scars is all I can't see. I look at your faces, I see the design of every sharp silence and every fine. We built this together, this temple of age, with every promise we chose just to break. Now we're wearing our history like armor of glass, waiting for one of us finally to pass. Yeah, I'm adding the minutes, I'm adding the tears, I'm multiplying the shadows and fears. The total is heavy, it's dragging us down to the deepest part of this lonely town. Six sides to every story, or so they say. I'm sitting in the hive where we used to play. Everything was structured, everything was sweet, a perfect geometry beneath our feet. But the wax is melting in the heat of the fight, and the golden walls are turning black tonight. I'm I'm tracing the angle, I'm feeling the heat. The symmetry's dying with every heartbeat. We were built to last, we were built to stay. But the corners are starting to crumble away. 'Cause it's just hexagons and heartaches in this room. A beautiful pattern that's met its doom. We're locked in a shape that we can't escape, wrapped in the shadows, in the purple tape. Every side is a secret, every point is a sting. I'm losing the honey in the song that you sing. It's a hollowed out home, it's a beautiful mistake. Just hexagons and heartaches. I look at the ceiling, I look at the floor. I don't see the logic in us anymore. You're the sick side that decided to bend, the sharp little point that brought us to the end. I'm wandering the cells of a memory so vast, but I'm just a prisoner of a perfect past. Yeah, I'm tracing the angles, I'm feeling the cold. The story is ending before it was told. We were built to last, we were built to shine. But I'm losing your hand, and I'm losing the line. Taking the shortcut through the park, avoiding the benches where we left our mark. I'm skipping the chapters, I'm burning the pages, trying to fly through the lonely stages. They say you have to feel it to let it go, but I'm moving too fast for the status quo. I'm painting over the cracks in the wall, pretending I didn't feel the summer fall. But the shadows are stretching, the lights are low, and I've got 1,000 miles left to go. I'm cutting corners of grief tonight, trying to find a way back to the light. But the edges are jagged and the turns are too sharp. I'm playing a song on a broken heart. I'm missing the lessons, I'm missing the why. Just a man in a hurry to say goodbye. and I practice a smile. I haven't been honest in a long, long while. I bypassed the anger, I jumped over the blue, trying to act like I'm over you. But the silence is heavy and the room is wide, and there's nowhere left for a ghost to hide. Yeah, I'm painting over the cracks in the soul, trying to fill up a bottomless hole, but the floorboards are creaking under my feet, and the victory feels like a total defeat. The engine's idling in the pouring rain. We're sitting in the center of a silent strain. The wipers are moving, clearing the glass, watching the ghosts of our memories pass. We reach the corner where the pavement ends, where lovers turn back into distant friends. The light is yellow, blinking slow, asking us which way we're gonna go. I'm looking left and you're looking right, in the middle of this cold and lonely night. 'Cause we're standing at the intersection of goodbye, underneath the heavy and a hollow sky. One road leads forward, one road leads back, and everything between us is starting to crack. I don't wanna turn, I don't wanna move, I've got nothing left to say and nothing to prove. Just two hearts waiting for the signal to fly at the intersection of goodbye. Your blinker is clicking, a rhythmic sting, a countdown to the end of everything. I remember the maps that we used to draw before we found the cracks and the fatal flaw. Now the GPS is silent, the signal is lost, and I'm counting up the miles and the heavy cost. The light turns red, but we don't stop. I can hear the sound of the final drop. I'm looking left and you're looking right, losing our grip on the fading night. 'Cause we're standing at the intersection of goodbye, underneath the heavy and a hollow sky. One road leads forward, one road leads back, and everything between us is starting to crack. I I'm standing on the corner of 5th and Main, but the street signs are whispering a different name. This was the bench where we carved our vows, but the wood is rotting in the here and now. I'm checking the GPS, I'm checking the sun, but I can't find the place where we begun. The world looks the same, but the feeling is gone, like a ghost wandering around at dawn. I have the numbers, I have the degrees, but I'm shaking like the leaves on the autumn trees. The satellite says I'm exactly where I should be. So why does everything look like a desert to me? 'Cause I'm standing at empty coordinates tonight, lost in a place that's no longer in sight. The map says home, but the heart says gone. I'm a pilot with a signal that's barely on. You're the destination I can no longer find, a point on a grid that I left behind. I'm right where you left me, but there's nothing to see, just empty coordinates to me. I walked to the cafe, I sat in our booth, searching the floor for a scrap of the truth. The waitress asked if I was waiting for a friend. I said I'm just waiting for the world to end, because the longitude is right and the latitude is true, but there isn't a single trace left of you. I have the numbers, I have the degree, but I'm a stranger in my own memory. The satellite says I'm exactly where I should be, but I'm drowning in a city that's a hollow sea. See you in the corners of the ceiling light, perfect shadow in the middle of the night. You're not a vapor, you're not a mist, you're the sharp-edged memory of the way we kissed. I trace your outline on the empty wall, a hollow symmetry that's bound to fall. You're made of lines I can't erase, a mathematical haunting in this place. I'm living in the map of what used to be, while your ghost is drawing circles around me. 'Cause you're a geometric ghost, cold and clear, defined by the spaces where you're no longer here. A silhouette of angles, a prism of white, trapped in the frame of a long lost sky. for your hand, but I touch the air, just a shape in the dark that isn't there. Perfectly still, perfectly lost, a geometric ghost, paying the cost, paying the cost. Bed is a rectangle of frozen white, divided by the border of a lonely night. I stay on my side, I don't cross the line to the area of the room that was never mine. You're a 3D memory in a 2D world, a story of us that's become unfurled. You're made of lines I can't erase, a mathematical haunting in this place. I'm living in the math of what used to be, while your ghost is drawing circles around me. 'Cause you're a geometric ghost, cold and clear, defined by the spaces where you're no longer here. You're made of lines I can't erase, a mathematical haunting in this place. I'm living in the math of what used to be, while your ghost is drawing circles around me. 'Cause you're a geometric ghost, cold and clear, defined by the spaces where you're no longer here. You're made of lines I can't erase, a mathematical haunting in this place. I'm living in the math of what used to be, while your ghost is drawing circles around me. The sun hits the floor at 4 in the afternoon, but it highlights the dust in this empty room. I'm looking at the chair where you used to sit. Everything shifted just a little bit. The pictures are hanging a degree to the left, a house that is leaning, silent and bereft. I try to stand straight, but the floor is a slope. I'm sliding away from the anchor of hope. It's a subtle distortion, a bend in the light that tells me that nothing is ever quite right. It's the angle of your absence, sharp and steep, a mountain of never that I have to keep. The world is lopsided since you walked away. I'm living in the slant of a dying day. I'm reaching for level, but I'm falling behind in the crooked architecture without you. Pour out a drink, but it leans in the glass, watching the shadows of the memories pass. If I walk to the window, I feel the pull of a heart that is empty, but a house that is full, full of the space that you used to occupy. A heavy geometry under a gray sky. I try to stand straight, but the gravity's wrong. I'm losing the rhythm of our favorite song. It's a subtle distortion, a bend in the air, reminding me daily that you aren't there. I've been sitting on the floor since 9:30, trying to force your life to merge with mine. I got the edges, I've got the frame, but the colors in the middle don't look the same. I'm pushing and I'm pulling till my fingers bleed, but I'm not the version of the man you need. We look so good on the box in the light, but we're a mess in the middle of the night. The picture is pretty, the vision was grand, but it's falling apart right here in my hand. 'Cause we're just pieces that don't fit, no matter how we try to bridge the split. I'm a jagged edge and you're a rounded line. We're running out of patience, running out of time. You can't force a puzzle when the shapes are wrong. You can't stay forever where you don't belong. It's a beautiful picture, I'll admit, but we're just pieces that don't fit. I remember when I thought we were a perfect match, but now every kiss feels like a rough cut patch. I'm trying to hide the gaps with a smile and a lie, but there's a hole in the center the size of the sky. The more I try to fix us, the more we break. How much more of this pressure can a spirit take? Yeah, we look so good on the box from afar, but I'm tired of hiding every single scar. The picture is fading, the vision is gone, and I can't keep pretending we're carrying on. 'Cause we're just people Yeah, we look so good on the box from afar, but I'm tired of hiding every single scar. Picture is fading, the vision is gone, and I can't keep pretending.